everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Alaytra Beck and behind the camera is my husband Jordan Beck. And whether you are moving to or away from the tri-base area, you're probably going to be spending some time in TLF. So today we're going to be giving you an in-depth tour and some tips and tricks about RAF Lakenheath Pet Lodging. Everyone, and welcome to the temporary Casa de Beck. Now we've been here for a few days and so far it's been pretty easy getting ourselves settled in, especially since we've been dealing with like the temporary furniture that you get in your home right before you leave. This has been kind of a little safe haven. Furniture is more comfortable than it looks, and there's been a lot of amenities, so we're going to tell you guys about it. First and foremost, like we mentioned outside, this is pet lodging. So one of the most key features in the room is a giant cage. Now, our dog is much smaller than this. However, more space, always better. So we've got a little mat in here that we brought ourselves just to give her a bit more comfortable spot to lay. But they also provided a cover. They have to come in here once a day for housekeeping. You're not allowed to put out a do not disturb sign at all. So she either needs to be locked away in the cage or with us out of the room when they come in. They seem to come about 9 o'clock for us every day, so it's not too bad, and this little cover helps her feel a little bit more comfortable, especially since she doesn't love strangers. However, this isn't the only neat thing about the room. Let's go to the kitchen. For those of you that are here on an extended stay, the washer and dryer in here is going to be an absolute lifesaver. Now, while they don't give you any pods, you can easily buy them from the commissary or from the front desk. However, the washer dryer, really efficient, and we've so much appreciated not having to go to the laundromat. They're also gonna have basic necessities. You've got a little microwave, a very efficient dishwasher, some extra cabinet space. We've got a little sink area here, so you can hand wash dishes if you're feeling it, especially because they gave you a bit of dish soap. And then, we've done things like we brought our own dishwasher pods. You've got your trash in here that the cleaning is going to empty out once a day, so nothing too smelly. And then you've got an ice bucket, which I was really excited about. However, the ice machine is nada, just doesn't exist at all. But there you go, there for hope. You've got basic necessities in here. You've got some knives, a strainer, a pot, a pan, basic things that you can do minimal cooking with, which has been really handy. The stove, very nice, cooks just the way that you would want the stove to work. However, you do have to mess with all the UK knobs and things like that. Don't be like me who forgot to flip the switch and was wondering why my water wasn't boiling. But things happen, things happen. Got a little toaster. They gave you nice amenities for coffee and whatnot. So loving that, not having to spend all my money at Starbucks. And the fridge and freezer space is massive and has been such a lifesaver. So we do not have to eat out at every meal. Pretty much the only other thing that you'll find in the kitchen is if you need it, we got a little high chair here. And then this is where we put the food bowl that they gave us for Hallow. So that way she's got a little dining spot. And then we've got our little dining spot here as well with the kitchen table. However, the table's also big enough that you can do a bit of entertaining. And speaking of entertaining, we've got one of our helpful tips that we want to give you. So, Apple TV. My oh my, was this the best advice that we got? Actually, from our friends Kyle and Chelsea. They were like, make sure you bring this with you. And I am so grateful for it. So this is my biggest tip. Bring an Apple TV with you. So we've got our Disney Plus, our Netflix, our Hulu, all the things that give us joy in life. And we don't have to use the DVD player that they provide. If that's the way you choose to live your life and you live in the good old days, then good for you. But I'm absolutely loving that we have this with us. The other little, amenities that they have here is we've got a traditional DSN phone, which, I was kind of like, whatever, not gonna use. However, we have zero service in this building. We have to go about 20 yards outside of the front door in order for our cell service to connect. And I've had to make some phone calls. So this has been very handy that I can actually dial DSN numbers, reach the people that we need to, as you know, if you're out or in processing, trying to get a hold of rental places or medical or whatever it is you have to do. It's been really handy to have a phone that works. I wish cell service worked, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. So we have that. But speaking of bad connections, Wi-Fi has also been a thing too. So now there is technically Wi-Fi, and my phone and my laptop says I'm connected. However, it's either not strong enough or something that I cannot do work from inside this room. And from what we can find, there is no Ethernet port. So if you're trying to do work, you may have to go back to the office for that because it's not gonna work in here. And speaking of things that don't work, the thermostat. Now, we have not called and put in an order or complained about it at all. So it could just be our room. It could be the time of year. This is the middle of November-ish, end of November, and it could just not be cold enough. And we've been getting by with just a little bit of blankets, but yeah, this does absolutely nothing. Moving things on over to the bathroom. It is small, but it gets the job done. So first thing, we've got a little dryer here. I don't typically use a dryer, but it's one of those, as soon as you pick it up, it starts to make noise. So there you go, got that. Definitely works because Jordan spooked himself with it earlier. And then we've got a little dual vanity. Appreciate it. It's, you know, handy for getting ready. And despite the fact that this bathroom is quite small, it doesn't really get over humid. It doesn't appear that there's been any type of molding or anything in here, which, you know, it can be common in UK bathrooms just because they're a bit stuffy. But in this area, they've got a little medicine cabinet that you can lock and take the key with you. And then they've just given you some basic soaps and stuff like that. Then you've got kind of a separate area that's got the actual toilet and shower combo. And then one of the things I'm gonna miss the absolute most about the UK, which is the towel heater. Oh my gosh, I need to get one of these. They do come and replace the towels every single day, which is really nice. And then a side note with appliances, if you spend any time in the UK, or if you're new here, you might not know that there are going to be no plugs inside the bathrooms. And that's pretty much true throughout all of Europe. So your closest plugs are gonna be out here, and the entire hotel has both US and UK plugs. So one tip is to order some type of an extension cord. The one that we have, which we'll link below, is basically an extension cord that's also a universal adapter. So it plugs into the UK port, but then you can plug in European, US, UK, up to 10 devices at the same time. And yeah, it's been really handy because we've got all our devices that need to be charged like all the time. And as we're kind of wrapping up the tour here, I wanted to mention that one thing this place is not short on is storage. Now, this is a big empty closet right here. However, you do have like a dustpan, broom, things like that to keep the place nice and tidy. And then in the bedroom, you have a ton of storage. And while you can't see it, it's about 6 suitcases and some odd backpacks all hiding in there. And it's nice that the place is not super cluttered all the time. We've got some walking space. And then in the closet, they do provide you a safe so you can keep your valuables tucked away, and a playpen, which is could be really handy if you've got itty bitties walking around. Besides that, it's pretty much it for the bedroom area. You've got a little TV, more storage in the drawers and whatnot, and a bed that is more comfortable than it looks. And that pretty much wraps up the inside of lodging. However, there are a few amenities outside. So you've got a big play area for the kiddos, walking paths, and then you're pretty close to the BX, the commissary, you know, all the necessities that you need in order to get your life together while you're here. So that pretty much wraps up our lodging tour. If you want to see what non-pet lodging is like, make sure that you hit the card up above. And otherwise, we will see you in the next one. Bye.